This is Brad, and if you know anything about me, you know that I am a coffee snob. Now, if you like Folgers Instant Coffee, this video ain't for you. But if you have been looking for the perfect cup of instant coffee, you're gonna wanna watch this video. Now, I have been on a quest for many years to find the perfect cup of instant coffee for my backpack hunting adventures. I even went so deep down the rabbit hole one point in time that I made my own instant coffee, which is kind of insane. Now, if you're like me and you are wildly addicted to caffeine, some might say to an unhealthy level, that first cup of coffee in the morning is a really important part of your day. But if you have a really horrible instant coffee, it can be a really unpleasant part of your day. So what I have done is I've gathered 8 instant coffees here in front of me today, some of which are my favorite instant coffees that I have tried. We're gonna do a blind taste test, and I'm gonna give you my unbridled opinion on all of these coffees. So I don't know which coffees are in each cup here. Conrad went ahead and mixed all the coffees up, put them in each of these in a cup here, and I'm gonna put 10 to 12 ounces in each cup. I'm getting little aromatics from some of these cups as I'm filling them up, and I'm not gonna go. And I can already tell some of these smell better than others. Now, the reason I have a thermostat here is really important because a coffee's flavors are really gonna shine when the temperature of the coffee is within a certain temperature range. So depending on who you ask, it's somewhere in that 120 to 150 range. So we're gonna shoot for about 140 degrees for each of these cups of coffee to make sure we're right in that range where we should be able to taste the notes. It's not so cold that it just tastes like cold liquid, but it's not so hot that it's just like burning your tongue, or you can't get over the fact that you're just drinking a really hot liquid and you can't. It blinds you to the taste of the coffees. But it's really important for this test to make sure that we're doing it right and that we're consistent across all these coffees to make sure we're getting a nice consistent result. This one just smells like disappointment. Reminds me of when you have to tell your dad that you got a D in biology. It's straight disappointment. Why can't you do better, son? I don't know, Dad. Born this way, I guess. All right, first cup of coffee. I'm gonna smell it, and I'm gonna taste it. Ooh, nice aromatics. I like that. That's a really good cup of coffee. Smooth, balanced, tastes like a blend. Kind of has that medium roast kind of consistency to it. So I don't feel like that single origin. I can't taste a lot of like fruity, chocolatey individual notes, but it's a good cup of coffee. Like I don't hate this one. Not bad. Let's see what it is. Ooh, good choice. Good cup of coffee. That is the Swift Instant Mainstay blend. That's a really good cup of coffee. Of the instant bougie coffees out there, that is one of the most affordable, and I think one of the best in terms if you're looking for a blend as opposed to something that is single origin. What I mean by single origin is you're gonna have one coffee that comes from one place instead of blending beans from different places to get a blended coffee. I tend to prefer the single origin coffees because you can actually taste the notes of that particular coffee. So I like lighter roasts, and I typically prefer coffees from Ethiopia, Colombia, other places in East Africa that have that kind of fruity flavor that you can taste like the berry, the fruits flavors coming through. All right, cup number 2. Also pretty good smelling. Smooth, very smooth, no acidity to it. That one's got a little bit more milk chocolatey flavor to it. Really nice, good instant cup of coffee though. I like that one too. But also it kind of tastes like a blend. I don't know what that is, but it has that blend flavor to it. Verve, is this a blend? I actually don't know if this is a blend. Nope, it's a single origin Ethiopian. That's a really good tasting cup of coffee. Let me taste it one more time. So at the very end of this cup of coffee, you can you can actually taste this like just slight fruity flavor to it. But it's a really smooth drinking cup of coffee. Like that's a really nice cup of coffee. I'm gonna cleanse my palate real quick. I'm just looking for one of the ones I hate to pop up here. Taste that just disgusting burning smell. Haven't had it yet. I should also say there are two ways that you can make instant coffee. One is the freeze drying process, and the other is a spray drying process. Without getting too much into the details about those two different methods, freeze drying coffee is a superior way to make instant coffees as opposed to the spray drying process. So the spray drying process, if you buy a little stick and you find these little just like super fine dusty particles, that's how you know it's a spray dried process. If it's a freeze dried process, you tend to get these chunkier crystalline looking pieces in your coffee. Freeze drying is well known as a better way to preserve the flavor of the coffee when making instants. So it's important to know how your instant is made, because if you're looking for a good cup, it really has to be a freeze-dried cup of coffee. It's really the only way you can make a good cup of instant. And anybody who says anything different, I challenge them to a debate on the topic. Ooh, don't like that. You know how sometimes you like walk into a locker room and you're just like, what happened in here? That's the way this smells right now. Ooh, disappointment. Oh my God, that's awful. What happened to you in your childhood? That's disgusting. I don't know what this is, but hopefully I'm not saying anything bad about a brand okay, well, I'm sorry, Alpine Start. Compared to these other two, there's a lot of room to improve there. So this is a spray-dried coffee. Like I just mentioned, these are freeze-dried, and you can really taste the difference. This one kind of has that kind of burnt, bittery taste to it, like they over-roasted the coffee. It just doesn't have any originality to it. Now, I should say that, like for most people, this is a fine cup of coffee. If you're not a discerning coffee drinker, you might love the Alpine Start. I've drinking a lot of the Alpine Start. It's not bad. It's just there's nothing remarkable about it whatsoever. All right, I got to get that nastiness out of my mouth real quick before I move on. Okay, moving on. Ooh, yeah, I can almost smell the fruit flavors coming out of this coffee. That's nice. Smooth, super smooth, like almost yogurty. I'd say that's got to be a single origin of some kind. That's a really nice cup of coffee. Not too, like no acidity to it, no bitterness, no burnt flavor, just nice, smooth, like good aromatics. Like I like smelling that as opposed to that one, which I don't like smelling. Let's see what we got here. Perk. I've never had this instant coffee before. This is a new one to me. They claim this is a single origin coffee. This is their Ethiopia. It tastes like an Ethiopian. You can almost like taste like that berry, kind of strawberry aftertaste. Really good. I like this one. Good job, Perk. All right. In the right temperature range. What do we got here? It's got not the most pleasant, not the most unpleasant, but not the most pleasant aromatics. It's not bad. Smells like more of like a medium roast. So the light roasts are where your flavor profile is going to be allowed to shine. The harder you roast, or the more you roast your coffee, when you get to the medium and the dark roast, you're really just burning all the flavor out of your coffee. So that's why, for the most part, the good instant coffees come from light roast coffees because they still have the flavor profile in the coffee. This one smells like a medium. We'll see how it tastes like. That's not bad. It's smooth. It's a medium. It's got to be a medium roast or a blend though. Yeah, it's okay. It's not my favorite, not my least favorite, but it's not bad. Blue Bottle. I expect more from you, Blue Bottle. You guys know how to make coffee. You can make a little bit better instant coffee than that. I'm kidding. That's actually not bad, but it's not great. It's not great. It doesn't stand out amongst the mix here. It's a nice middle of the road for on the high end of instant coffees. That's a good middle of the road option. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's a good cup of coffee right there. Woo. That tastes like a first date. Just real happy to be here, you know? Ooh, that's good. Who makes that? Canyon. Well done, sir. I applaud you. That's a really good cup of coffee. Okay, that's the winner so far. You can taste the notes of the coffee. It's super smooth. It's not acidic. It's just smells great. You get that fruity, single origin taste at the end of it. Like I said, no bitterness, no acidity. Just a really pleasant, enjoyable cup of coffee. Like shockingly good for an instant cup of coffee. Like if you told me this was a pour over, well, I probably wouldn't believe that. But if you told me, you served this to me and said you just made this fresh cup of coffee with an AeroPress, I'd be like, I could be fooled. That's a really good cup of coffee. All right, moving on. Not bad. That tastes like a blend, like a medium roast blend to me. Enjoyable cup of coffee. Nothing particularly remarkable about it, but nothing bad about it either. Oh my God, I got fooled by Starbucks. You fooled me once. Did you switch the packaging? I swear to God, you switched packaging. I hate the Starbucks instant coffees. Starbucks, I gotta give you credit. You guys really changed the game for the instant coffee market, but you really have fallen asleep behind the wheel when it comes to making good coffee. A lot of money, a lot of ability, and yet you haven't really improved upon the thing you made a long time ago. This is the Veranda blend, so this is the light roast blend. It still tastes kind of like a medium to dark roast. It's just, again, just a kind of a generic medium roast flavor. Not bad. I wanted to hate on the Starbucks, but it wasn't horrible, but it's not good. I wouldn't be happy drinking that in camp. Let me just be that clear about it. Last one. See, that's a much better instant coffee. Medium roast, like fairly generic, not bad, pretty smooth. Nothing particularly remarkable about it though. Nothing particularly bad, but it's just got that kind of medium roast, generic flavor to it. It's not bad though. I already know which one this is because I know we've covered all of them there. So that's our first Ascent. Good. That's a good cup of coffee. If you like a medium roast coffee, that's a really solid option. But again, because it's not single origin, I'm not tasting any of the notes of the coffee at all. So it's just, I'd say like, it's pretty good. But not doesn't stand out like some of the other single origins do. I'm gonna start with the ones that I would not recommend. The Alpine Start, the Starbucks Via, and the Blue Bottle coffee. I was actually quite surprised how poor the Blue Bottle coffee was. I don't mean to say bad things about Blue Bottle. I'm sure there are fine people working at that company, but you guys can do better. I know you know how to make a good cup of coffee. I have been to your establishments many times and had good coffee, but your instant leaves a lot to be desired. Hard to distinguish, frankly, between the Starbucks Via and the Blue Bottle, but the Blue Bottle is quite a bit more expensive than the Starbucks Via, which was very surprising. Alpine Start, love the company, love the story, especially as a climber. This is a company started by climbers. I've drinking a lot of Alpine Start coffees. It's just frankly an unremarkable instant coffee. Nothing special about it. Medium flavor, kind of burnt coffee notes. So for me, it's a no-go. But also, it's cheap. It's about $1 a cup. So if that interests you, go check it out. Okay, let me start with go to the The ones that they're good, but they didn't stand out as much as I would have liked. And first I'm gonna start with the first Ascent coffee. Now this is a really good cup of coffee. You might love this coffee. Now they also make an Ethiopian single origin coffee. I really wanted that coffee for this review, but they were sold out of it. I've heard really good things about it, so I encourage you to try First Ascent. The Verve coffee, pretty good. I wasn't super impressed for a single origin coffee that I couldn't really taste the notes of the coffee. Great cup of coffee though. Highly recommend trying it out. You might find that you like it. It just wasn't my favorite amongst all of these. The Perk coffee, Perk. Never tried Perk coffee before. Seem like they really know their stuff when it comes to coffee. Their beans are quite good. It's a good cup of instant, but I expected a little bit more from their single origin Ethiopian coffee than what I got out of that cup of coffee. Okay, now let's go to my favorites over here. So the Canyon coffee in this test was, to me, the clear winner. Super smooth cup of coffee. You could taste the flavors of the coffee. Very, very impressive cup of coffee. I'd say the Swift Mainstay blend was a close second. Now I have drinking a lot of Swift coffee. They have a bunch of single origin instant coffees from East Africa, Colombia. Their Colombia Nino Devo, I think it's called, is one of my favorite all-time instants. I just didn't have it for this review, but I would highly suggest you check out Swift coffee. Swift has also like some of the best value for your money when it comes to instant coffee. So some of these coffees are gonna be in that $2.40 to $3 range per cup, which is very expensive for a cup of instant coffee. Swift, if you buy it in bulk and then measure out the cup, the coffee yourself, it can be as cheap as a little over $1 to $1.40 a cup, depending on which coffee you choose. So I'm a big fan of Swift coffee. You should definitely check them out. And I'm also very impressed with Canyon. Both very, very good cups of coffee. So overall, I would say if you were gonna try out some instants this year for your backcountry hunts, I would buy all of these or buy 2 or 3 of them and see if any one of them really fits your palate and is something that you find that you like. Obviously, there are hundreds of instant coffees out there. I have not tried all of them. If you have one that you think I need to try, I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment in this video and tell me why I should try it. And hopefully this video is gonna help you in your journey to find that perfect bougie cup of instant coffee to start your day off right.